It's on.
Oh, it's on.
It is so on.
Pull up a chair, grab a cold one, smoke 'em if you got 'em. It's time for the Fan Happy Hour.
On the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080. The Fan.
Here's your host, Luke Anderson.
Hey, happy Veterans Day, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on our little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you served, we appreciate you even more. If you're watching on YouTube, hand gesture, just for you. You're welcome. If you are on YouTube, feel free to hit us up in the chat. If you are listening, the fan text line is the way to go. 503-864-6326. That spells 503-2GO-FAN. We'd love to have you join the conversation, share your thoughts, ask any questions, send nudes to Jeff Rust. I think he's in the mood for that.
Only tasteful ones.
I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. Tasteful nudes to Jeff Rust.
We don't need any hustler stuff here.
Fair enough. You're taking a little hiatus.
Yes.
So you'll be out tomorrow through Monday?
Correct.
So a little family stuff going on. We want to make sure that, we have a second here. We wish you and your family well. We know what's going on. We don't need everybody to know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I was sending positive thoughts, so if anybody wants to share positive thoughts,
Thank you. Appreciate
you can
it.
send them to the Rust family. I am not sure who will be filling in throughout that. Do you have that scheduled?
I have not been informed.
No worries. Second programming
I
note.
assume they've got it figured out.
They don't tell me anything. Second programming note
Yes.
is we will be on an hour early on Friday.
Yes.
Because this week, the Oregon Ducks football team will be playing on a Friday night.
Yes.
What is going on? They're hosting the Minnesota Golden Gophers. They're going to try to row the boat into Autzen, and I think the Ducks probably have a little bit of a bounce back after a close game, and I feel like it might be a little bit more, I don't know, convincing victory?
Yeah, let's
One
hope
would
so.
hope.
I have a feeling
So-
though the weather will cooperate a bit more and we won't have to row a boat. down
Well, are you sure about that?
there. Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
It can't get much worse.
Every time, well, that's a fair point. But yeah, every time I look at the forecast, I go, "Oh, sure, that's what's going to happen." Then I walk outside and it's something completely different. So
Yes.
I do not feel that is something that you can put a lot of confidence in. All right, so we have to get to our very exciting news.
Mm-hmm.
The winner of the big take your pick pick'em
Yes.
is not Jake. Oh, Jake. Oh, he's just right here, and I can hear him, or I can see him, and I know he can hear me. But listeners, Sam, I think it just says Sam.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little conspiracy in my head that nobody else cares about that I'm going to share. Sam here in the office
To say our
used to play.
head of sales.
Well, he would use his Odyssey email.
Ah.
And then he stopped, and then another Sam showed up. Have no idea which Sam this is because all I have to go on is Sam and an unrecognizable personal Gmail account. But that is our winner because the Eagles won last night. So on Thursday, Sam will be invited in. I am going to send out the email. I already have the pick 'em ready. It was Veterans Day, so I had a little extra time on my hand. I've got the pick 'em ready. I will send it out right after the show so you can get an early start. Remember, our goal is to reach 1 million participants. Last week, we hit 35. So little room to go, but I figure if I get it out a day early,
Hey.
I should cover the other 999,965 people that we need to make it on there. And this week, week 11, man, I am so freaking pumped.
Yeah.
I kept going through. I'm like, all right, well, we got a little time before we get to the weekend. We talked a lot of NFL yesterday. Both the Seahawks and Rams came off big division wins. You get another double dip division game, so the Niners will play the Cardinals. But it is the first matchup between the Seahawks and the Rams of the season. I cannot remember the last time I was this excited for a regular season football game.
Well, and the Rams released their uniform combo that they'll be wearing this week.
We knew that they would be wearing
Oh, did we?
the rivalry uniform.
Gotcha.
Yes, because the Seahawks will be wearing theirs, I believe, when the Rams come to town
Gotcha.
on Thursday Night Football in December. So we are, I think, 6 weeks away from that. So, yeah, I believe that this matchup will be reciprocal. Well, you'll
Gotcha.
get the I can't remember what they call them, the midnight blue Rams or whatever the hell they're called. Not a huge fan of theirs.
It looks black.
It almost does, but I believe it's very
Is it?
dark blue. But they
Okay.
left the shoulders with the bright blue
Inside the ram horn.
inside the ram horn.
I like that little affect on it.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I try to reserve judgment until I see it on field. Except for those Pittsburgh Steelers uniforms that they wore earlier this year, they're stupid throwbacks. I knew those were going to be terrible,
yeah.
and they were terrible, and they shouldn't have done that. The Packers have done their like faux leather helmets where they paint the leather helmet on the actual hard hat. I didn't watch closely enough to see if anybody wore one of the diaper helmets over that, but that might have been cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The old,
I'm waiting for like some superstar to throw one of those things on. Everybody's going to be like, yeah, if he's doing it, everybody's going to do it.
I think that's one reason why it hasn't taken off yet.
Yep, you just need that one
Yep.
superstar that everybody wants.
Get like
to
TJ Watt
be.
out there in one of those.
On Thursday Night Football, the Patriots are going to wear theirs. I kind of like what they've got going on. They've got like that denim blue almost that they're doing with their rivalry uniforms. That I can get down with.
Yeah. Well, and then I think them on the sort of the arm sleeve cuff, that NE that they have on there looks kind of beveled and 3D, and it's pretty sharp.
Yeah, the whole thing looks good. I like the Dolphins when they came out. I haven't seen the Bills if they've done theirs yet, but there were some good ones. The Jets weren't bad, but the Seahawks I'm very excited about. I was up at the game on Sunday. A lot of people wearing the new wolf gray decibel uniforms or whatever the hell they're called. My only concern is they're kind of funky looking in like a darker environment. They're wearing them on a Thursday night. And I know the lights will be out there, but it would have been kind of cool to see those in the sunlight and see what they look like. But it'll be a Thursday night game under the lights. Who knows what the weather will be? I think those ones are going to be awesome. But you've thrown me off my point. I have pulled up the scoring offense rankings for the entire NFL. There are 2 teams that are playing this week that have a ranking in the top 5 in offense, and if I switch it over, in the defense. And these are the only 2 teams in the league that are in the top of both offense and defense scoring. The Seahawks are number 3rd in scoring. Number third.
Number third.
Barf. Number 3 in scoring offense, averaging 30.6 points per game. The Rams are number 5, 27.9 points per game. Flip it over. The Rams are number 2, or
Who does number 2 work for?
very, very good. They're only allowing 17 points a game, scramble all the way down to number 5 on that list. The Seahawks allowing 19.1 points per game are number 5 on that list. Your top 5 scoring defenses, Houston Texans, 16.7 points per game.
Man,
That's pretty good.
that's pretty good.
Broncos, who don't even bother playing offense unless they have to. Oh, we're down 33. I guess we'll play some offense. Or down 30. I guess we'll play some offense. The Broncos, 17.3. The Chiefs, 17.7. That is another matchup of 2 great defensive teams. So take the under on that matchup. And then if you go to the offensive side of things, the Colts, the high-flying Colts.
Yes.
Led by Daniel Jones, who does not look nearly as good the last couple weeks,
Might
obviously.
be getting some tape out on him now. In that
Well, that game
offense.
against the Steelers, he was awful, but so was the entire team, and you had fumbles and interceptions all over the place, 6 takeaways from the Steelers. And then last week he was bad, but Jonathan Taylor was like, just get on my back. We're playing the Falcons. Who cares? We'll just drag you down the field. They're still averaging 32.1 points per game. The Lions, 31.4. The Seahawks, 30.6. The Cowboys, 29.2. And the Rams 27.9. So, I mean, this to me is, the numbers say it right there. Yeah. These are probably the 2 most complete teams in the NFL. And I kind of glanced at it. We don't need to go through their entire schedules. I don't think they've played cakewalk schedules like we've seen with some teams. We've kind of went through and dug through and went, all right, are they playing anybody? We're 10 weeks into this thing. I don't think any of these resumes is faulty. And I know we played that little game yesterday going, which of the division leaders in the AFC do you actually think will hold on to their spot. But man, I think this is going to be as good of a game. You've got a head-to-head matchup between two teams that know each other very well. Care to guess what their all-time record is head-to-head, Seahawks and Rams?
I'm going to go probably straight up just about even.
28-27 Seahawks with
There we go.
the slimmest of margins. And they went on like a 10-game win streak in like the early 2000s post Greatest Show on Turf going into the Seahawks' first Super Bowl. They went on an absolute tear against the Rams. But the Rams have won both postseason matchups.
That's when it counts
in history. Well, I mean, unless it's two of them.
Yeah.
But we will see. And if this turns into one of those years where you get Rams Seahawks 3 times,
right?
I might need to take a couple days off before and a couple days off after. I am not sure that I can handle this. I talked to a friend of mine that is a Rams fan this week. Talked to him yesterday. I was like, hey, how you feeling about this? And he's like, normally I feel pretty confident going into this game. I mean, they've had Sean McVay. Sean McVay, one of the most innovative coaches in football. The Seahawks have had, until very recently, Pete Carroll, one of the least innovative coaches in football. And no offense to Pete. Listen, go out there. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. And you know it. We're just going to put our guys in better position than yours. I don't care if you know where we're at.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to Pete Carroll, too, if you're the oldest coach in the league, that doesn't exactly strike, innovation into your head.
Well, sure, yeah. All of those things are true, but I think the biggest thing is now you've got a young coach in Mike Macdonald who is doing some things that feel a lot more like the modern NFL. He is a very defensive-minded head coach going up against Sean McVay, who's offensive-minded. This battle, I could not be more excited about.
By the way, the Seahawks, their 2 losses this year. Week 1 to San Francisco by 4. Week 5 by 3 to Tampa Bay. Otherwise, they won at Pittsburgh, at home against the Saints. So,
well, sure. Listen, you don't need credit for all of them.
At Arizona, at Jacksonville, hosting the Texans, at Washington, and then now hosting Arizona.
Yep, I just won that one. So it's not murderer's row, but listen, you get to 7-2. I feel like that's pretty good.
Can only beat the teams that they put in front of you.
Yeah, well, that Tampa Bay one I was at, and it came right down to the wire. That was a game where Mike Macdonald came out and said, hey, I didn't like the game plan I put together. That's on me. I will own that. And they have credited the turnaround since then. And that week 1 game against the 49ers, they knocked out half the team, it felt like. So they went out and just bludgeoned their opponents, and they want to make sure that teams feel it. And at least from what I've watched, that has certainly been the case. But the defense for the Rams, if people think Sean McVay, innovative guy, Matthew Stafford, kind of a wizard with the football, I think he has 20 straight touchdowns without an interception. He's been exceptional, but that defense is nasty as well. So should be a fun one. Can't wait for it. Very excited. As you can tell, we've got only 3 more days to talk about it before we actually get to the weekend. And then I've just got 1 day to stew on it.
Yes.
Then I get to sit and watch it. But should be fantastic. With that, we need to go and do some in case you missed it. In case you missed it, Bill Belichick is getting into the talks about the Giants' head coaching vacancy. UNC head coach Bill Belichick deflecting inquiries about the vacant New York Giants head coaching positions, reiterating, as he always does, that the entire focus is solely on the upcoming Wake Forest game. Does that sound familiar at all? Why would any team even consider Bill Belichick as a head coach? He's never won without Tom Brady, and I promise you there is no way Tom is letting Bill have one of his clones. There is just, that's not a thing. In case you missed it, Luka Doncic led the Lakers with 38 points, driving the team to a 121-111 victory over the Charlotte Hornets and securing the Lakers' 6th victory in 7 games. You know that is the reason Nico Harrison was fired because of what Luka is doing in L.A. There is no way that anyone in Dallas is watching a disappointing basketball team when it's still disappointing football team watching season. Am I right? Am I right? I got through that one. In case you missed it, Mavericks GM Nico Harrison was fired on Tuesday. This is one of the least surprising firings maybe ever. Harrison's fate was sealed by relentless "fire Nico" chants from the fans. careful. This is a very dangerous precedent. If pro sports are going to be dictated by fans' decisions, kind of makes me worry that these sports might turn into a fun enterprise. Am I right?
No longer the no fun league, huh?
I love that, man. Like, listen, if you're a fan base and you can go out there and drive the team president to go out and be like, all right, fine, we'll get rid of him.
Yeah.
I mean, this was one of the most obvious ones, and it wasn't profane, and it wasn't anybody forced to insert anything into anywhere. It was just go out there and just fire this guy, and I kind of love that worked. So he'll get no credit for the Cooper Flag draft, and nor should he.
Right.
So I think that is fantastic. But this is a team that was in the NBA Finals a couple seasons ago, and then just completely dismantled it. Like, let's get the oldest, most injured guy that we possibly can that has never been the centerpiece of a team that's had any success, and put him in there and get rid of the guy that is second in scoring to only Michael Jordan in playoff history.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yep.
Smart. Super smart. Super smart. In case you missed it, Jacksonville Jaguars dual threat rookie Travis Hunter underwent season-ending surgery to repair a lateral collateral ligament. Is that right? Is that how you say that?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
In his knee, the LCL. But is expected to return to full football activities within 6 months. Okay. I know you're a Jaguars fan. It would be very easy for me to say, I told you Travis Hunter wouldn't make it half an NFL season playing both ways, but I don't think it's that simple. You have to remember he's a two-way player, so if he played 7 games, that's really 14 games, but he's only on the field somewhere between half and 2/3 of the snap that you'd expect from a top-tier player at either position, so that's 60% times 14, carry the... Yeah, never mind. I told you Travis Hunter would not make it through half an NFL season playing both ways. What a terrible idea that was.
Yeah.
These guys are grown men out there, and I know it's a knee injury, and it could have happened to anybody. Pick a position. Go and be awesome at it.
Well, at least they didn't give up a bunch of draft capital to go get him, too. Oh.
Yeah. In case you missed it, Baylor's women's basketball coach Nikki Collin unexpectedly welcomed a new family member, a 4-week-old kitten named Sailor, after hearing meowing from her car and finding the animal hidden behind the control panel of the steering wheel.
Eek.
Yeah, Colin dismissed the meowing because she doesn't own a cat. Her son helped dismantle the wheel and rescue the kitten. Colin, citing the cat disruption social media trend, joked that the cat chose me. She had to make a late-night trip to Walmart and CVS and get kitten supplies, FaceTime her vet tech niece for instructions. I know I said I wouldn't talk about college sports on this show anymore, but it's heartwarming stories like this that almost make you forget that Baylor covered up countless sexual assaults.
Let's not forget murder.
Oh, yeah, and murder. All right.
It's a fine institution.
Fine. And they put that story together like, oh, it was just the cutest thing. And I'm like, isn't that Baylor? Is Art Briles still alive, or is he burning in hell yet?
At least Kim Mulkey's no longer there.
Well, I guess that's fair point. Fair point. You've got me there.
She's at another school that just unloaded another hated coach.
Yeah. Well, she's dreadful. All right, so it is Tuesday at 2:30. We'll play a little game we call Play by Playback, best sound from the weekend, and we'll kind of see if we can parlay that into any future predictions for you. But right now, we need to get to something we call the Daily Buzz. We do it every day on 105.1 The Fan.
Headlines, trending topics, and trivial matters that got our attention. It's the Daily Buzz on the Fan Happy Hour.
The Buzz.
Here's your host, Luke Anderson.
Well, despite 27 from Denny Advia, who appears to be playing at an all-star level, and 31 from Shaden Sharp, who sometimes can make three-pointers, 3 of 5, 60% shooting for Shaden Sharp.
Probably, best shooting night of the season so far.
Yeah, not enough to take down the Orlando Magic. Desmond Bane decided it on a final second shot, 1.6 seconds left. He gets the inbounds, turns, shoots, scores. Womp, womp. 0-2 to start the road trip for your Portland Trail Blazers. They do travel to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans tomorrow night, but not the way that you wanted to start this road trip. But you get Houston and Dallas left on the schedule, so we'll see what happens after the Pelicans game. So it's a 5-game road trip. Try to salvage it the best you can, and get back home.
Well, let's face it, to even be in the position to win that game last night was, kind of a coup, because they went on an 11-0 run to take a 2-point lead, and
great effort, but not enough. I mean, it's one of those things where I think if you had to evaluate the Blazers so far, the word that I would say is entertaining. Yeah, they're not good. They're not bad. They're entertaining. They are
a
playing,
young team.
They're playing a full
for Drew Holiday.
They're playing a full court press, and they are getting after teams. They have a pretty broad rotation where they're getting a lot of guys in there. I mean, it's just them pushing the chips all on the table, right? I mean, that's really
And this is what middle of the okay, damn it, it took me a second.
No, it's and you have an interim head coach, and you've got all of the things. But yeah, this is what a middling team does. I mean, I don't know what you expect.
You win some, you lose some.
Well, I don't know what you expect a successful outcome to this season to be, but getting somewhere around the play-in tournament, or even perhaps the bottom of the West, get into the playoffs, get some experience for these young guys, and see what happens. The nice thing is you're getting minutes for the guys that you expect to be make it or break it if this team's going to be good. You've extended some. Still have not seen Scoot Henderson, so we'll see what happens when he gets back. But so far, listen, I'm pretty happy with the return. They are a 500 basketball team.
Yeah,
sure, I'll take it.
The Buzz.
All right, quick update for the Seattle Mariners. 90 days, 6 hours, 34 minutes until the start of spring training.
The Buzz.
Nothing big there, but in baseball, Nick Kurtz. Remember Nick Kurtz?
I do. You have to make sure you take your time and enunciate that one.
Why is that?
No reason.
Nick Kurtz is your unanimous American League Rookie of the Year, first baseman for the Athletics. It will be interesting to see if the Athletics can get to Las Vegas, get some people that actually care about this team. They had your
like a new owner?
Even if they're current ownership, they just get there, and you should have more buzz about this team than you're currently getting in Sacramento.
Yeah.
But you've got the all-star starting shortstop for the American League in Jacob Wilson. You've got this guy, Nick Kurtz, who is a monster of a man and had, one of the all-time debuts.
Yep.
And just going out there and just mashing. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. We should have results soon. This week, it's supposed to be Thursday that you get your American League MVP announced.
Gotcha.
I'm a little excited.
I think I saw managers are supposed to be announced like today.
Yeah. I don't have it all written down on a schedule, and I don't expect Dan Wilson to be manager of the year. To me, that would be a bit of a surprise. The fact that he's a candidate this far along, I think, is good enough.
John, the ALCS, they weren't expected to do that.
I understand that, but this is a regular season where John Schneider had the worst team in baseball, or in the worst team in his division last year. They won the division. And then they went to Game 7 of the World Series. So even if you did take into account the postseason, I think this is John Schneider's award. But that, I could be wrong about. I'm wrong about a lot of things, but I don't expect to be wrong about this one.
The Buzz.
Joe Burrow is back to practice, and it sounds like the grade 3 turf toe injury that he had to get surgery for may be a quicker return than anyone expected.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how excited you are about this, but Burrow says he thinks he may be back around Thanksgiving-ish.
Yeah.
Why is that a important date? Well, right now the 3-6 Cincinnati Bengals are coming off of a bye week. They have Pittsburgh, who they've already beaten with Joe Flacco at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have New England. That would be November 23rd. Thanksgiving-ish is Thanksgiving exactly when they play the Baltimore Ravens for the first time. Ooh. So you've got a 5-4 Pittsburgh team at the top of this division. You've got are they 5-5? Let me pull up the standings real quick here. I had them. I think they went to 5-5. So yes, Steelers still 5-4.
Okay.
5-4 Steelers, 4-5 Ravens, and 3-6 Bengals. Do you remember how last season ended after Joe Burrow went on a bit of a heater? It was being just a single game short of the playoffs. So, hey, if you can give me a month and a half of Joe Burrow to finish out the season, I will sign up for that. So make Thanksgiving-ish Thanksgiving, or announce it Thanksgiving Eve. If you can be back for that game, that will make my turkey day that much better. No offense to my in-laws. They do a great job. The bird is always fantastic, and we'll be down there. But listen, if the nightcap, because I believe that's the 5:30 game, if you got a nightcap of Ravens-Bengals with the return of Joe Burrow, I will sign up for that every day of the week.
The Buzz.
Oh, I love this story so much. It always makes me happy when you go and you look at the replay of an incident between two players. There was the Daron Payne punching of Amon-Ra St. Brown that occurred. Payne suspended, thrown out of that game, suspended for the upcoming game in Madrid. Well, if you look at the tape, St. Brown threw the first punch. Of course he did. The second guy always gets in trouble, you idiot.
Yep.
But he just goes onto social media, just put a okay caption with that. Yes, if you get hit by a little guy, you giant defensive lineman, don't punch him back.
Right.
You absolute moron.
The Buzz.
Did you watch any of the Monday Night Football game last night?
I did. I was flipping back and forth between that and the old Blazers
game. Yeah, normally we put that at the front of the show, but
yeah. Woof.
What did I tell you at the end of yesterday's show? I was like, I just want a good end to what was a really good weekend. It started off terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And it finished up
bookended the hell out of it,
exactly the same. My brother sent me a text that goes, Thursday Night Football on Monday Night Football. And I'm like, yeah, it felt that way. You had an exact replica of a 10-7 score and a missed field goal at the end to blow it. The story coming out is that the Eagles were apparently calling out the plays on the defensive line, or at least in the front seven.
Yeah, they knew
He's
what was coming
running
before they
right
ran it.
there.
Yep.
And just absolutely barf.
Yeah,
but we'll listen to
says a lot for your offensive play calling, doesn't it, there, Matt LaFleur?
Well, we'll talk more about it when we get to the play-by-play back. We will do that next. But first, we need to walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we missed.
Well, this update brought to you by Langdon Farms Golf Club. Good or bad weather, the golf course is always the driest around. Download the Langdon Farms app today to get all the latest news and specials. Well, first on the fan, we missed this yesterday, but it was the 18th birthday for No Country for Old Men, arguably one of the most successful Coen brothers flicks. Would you like a few facts about the Joel and Ethan vehicle?
You know, I have never watched that movie. I know you were going to do that. And it's not.
I was going to ask. I was like, no, there's no way he is.
It's not for any reason other than every time I think about that movie, it is in a conversation like this where it's like, what a great movie. It's an amazing. It was one of Will Darkin's favorite movies of all time. If it ever crosses my mind when I'm ready to watch a movie, I will put it on.
There we go.
But can I just,
yeah.
I know real quick you want to get to this. One of my biggest beefs with all these streaming services, they never have the best movies.
Right.
They have some pretty good movies, but you can never find No Country for Old Men on any of the any of the streaming services that I pay for it. And for some reason, $4 to rent it is not that much. We used to drive to Albertsons and rent the double feature for our nights, and we'd pay $12 plus we'd buy a gallon of ice cream plus.
Exactly.
And now it's like $4. Anyways, go.
So anyway, here's a few facts to wet your Joel and Ethan Coen whistle. Anton Segura, who's the main character in the movie, his boots were custom made to leave no footprints. Are you familiar with the?
I'm aware
the point of the movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The briefcase that holds the money is the exact same one used in 1996's Fargo.
Okay.
Where they go and bury it in the snow.
Yep.
The gas station clerk did not know when the scene would end, so his discomfort in that scene is genuine.
That's great.
In Cormac McCarthy's novel, on which this is based, Sheriff Bell refers to drug dealers killing a federal judge in San Antonio. It refers to the real-life killing of Judge John Howland Wood by contract killer Charles Harrison, the father of Woody Harrelson, who plays Carson Wells in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson's dad, I don't think that's well known enough.
Yeah.
That Woody Harrelson's dad was a contract killer.
Yeah, I did not know that until I saw this.
Yeah, see, that is a piece of information that I've been given more times, and every time I try to emphasize, somebody's like, yeah. No, that's wild.
It is. It's wild. A group of psychiatrists studied 400 movies and identified 126 psychopathic characters. They chose Javier Bardem's character as the most clinically accurate portrayal of a psychopath.
And no music in that entire movie?
They said that the Coen brothers, they don't like to have a ton of music. They said there was a score in the movie, but it was only for a total of 16 minutes in the film.
Okay.
Let's see here. They chose, there we go. And when the Coen brothers approached Javier Bardem about the role, he said, quote, "I don't drive, I speak bad English, and I hate violence," end quote. They responded with, "That's why we called you."
All right.
Yeah. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of prime time with Isaac and Sue. Weekdays 3 to 7. The Fan Sports Network. 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. It's Tuesday on the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson.
You might not want to let your children watch this.
Time for play-by-play back.
Gary Newton is the greatest corn dogger ever.
Real game calls, real reactions, and one big question.
Is that a corn dog in your pocket?
Oh yeah. That's my practice dog, sorry.
Talk to me, dirty corn dogs.
On third down, Achane. He's got room again. See you later. Another touchdown for Achane.
That comes to us from CBS Sports on Sunday. Devon Achane, that run was his second touchdown of the day, brought his total yards from scrimmage to 225. That seems good. This was one of the biggest surprises of the weekend. The Dolphins beating the Bills 30-13, ending a 7-game losing streak to their division foes from Buffalo. Sir Luke, do you see the Fish starting a winning streak?
I actually do. They travel to Madrid, Spain to take on the Commanders, who, if you're paying attention at all to them, have been getting their asses kicked. Mm-hmm. They got annihilated on Sunday Night Football by the Seahawks. They got beat down by the Lions last week. The Commanders are going to be without Jaden Daniels, of course, but their defense is a real problem. 28th in the league in total yards allowed. They are dead last in EPA, which is expected points added, and plays per play allowed on the touchdown rate. So 45% of the drives against the Commanders have been touchdowns in the last since week 7. So they are dreadful on defense, and if the Dolphins can take what they've got going on into Madrid, I don't see why they can't do it again. The pass rush is really bad for the Commanders, so if they can't get after Tua, that's where he feasts. So, yeah, I say the Fish not only go on a 2-game win streak, but then they play the Saints and the Jets in East Rutherford. So this may be a 3 or 4-game win streak. Watch Mike McDaniel keep his job. How fun with that?
Ball between the hash marks. High formation. Counter give to Taylor. Cuts at the 5. He's going to score. Touchdown. Walk-on. The Colts in Berlin with a walk-on touchdown by Jonathan Taylor with his third rushing touchdown today.
That sound comes to us from the Colts Radio Network. Huge day for Jonathan Taylor. Thomas, 244 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, including the game winner in overtime for the Colts. On the other side of the 31-25 Indianapolis victory, a tough loss for Atlanta, was the overtime loss in Berlin, the proverbial fork in the Falcons.
Yeah, I think it was. Indy goes into a bye week 8-2, feeling very good about themselves. The Falcons thought they still had a chance, and the schedule was supposed to get a little bit easier. I think they're done. I know the Panthers, who they're playing next week, just lost to the Saints, but I think they're going to lose another game. They can't really figure anything out from a consistency standpoint. Penix is completing less than 60% of his passes.
Not ideal.
I think that you're going to get the Panthers with the bounce back more likely to a bad loss than you are the Falcons to a tough loss. I know that's always kind of a weird mental thing, but it feels like it works that way. Bet it works that way pretty often, where you have the Panthers go, we laid an egg. What are you going to do? Falcons go, man, we should have had that one. They were in Berlin, and you feel like you had to get that victory, especially when you're that close. I think it's going to be a long trip back, and I think they are toast next week.
Falcons just couldn't get over that wall.
I see what you did.
Pressure coming. Picked up. Arm hit as he threw a ball game. The Bears somehow, some way, continue to find a way.
There's Fox with the call on the final nail in Brian Daboll's coffin. The Bears were down 20-10 to those New York Football Giants with 3:59 to play. That's when Caleb Williams found a wide open Rome Odunze in the end zone. Williams would later find the end zone with his own feet. That combined with Jackson Dart missing the 4th after being evaluated for a concussion and too much pressure for a glacial Russell Wilson. The Bears get a 24-20 win. They're now 6-3 on the road. Do we need to start considering the Bears a contender?
I'm still reserving judgment because they play the Vikings this week. Mm-hmm. Remember what happened when they played the Vikings earlier this season, where they had that little meltdown at the end in Soldier Field, where it felt like they were winning, and then lost.
Yeah.
Vikings have been very inconsistent. They've actually been pretty good on the road. They have not played a ton of road games. The Vikings, I think, are 2-1 on the road. It's at home where they've been terrible. They only have 2 losses in 6 tries. This is a home game for them. If the Bears can go out and beat up on a team that I think they had 8 false starts in that game, 2 more picks for J.J. McCarthy. If you're a contender, this is a game that you should absolutely win. I want to see the Bears go out and just dismantle the Vikings, eliminate any question that the Vikings are going to have a chance to catch up in this division. It's going to be pretty close to the top because the Lions aren't running away with it. The Packers aren't running away with it. This could put the Bears in a really good position, but I want to see them go out and get a win in division that is definitive. I don't want them to need 10 points or 14 points in the final 4 minutes to beat a team as bad as the Giants. So if you want to be a contender, win this weekend.
With Ernest Jones out, 3rd down 11. Here it comes. Knight knocked away again. Loose. Here comes Lawrence. Holy smokes. Another touchdown by the same guy.
There's everybody's favorite caricature, Kevin Harlan, there with the call on CBS. DeMarcus Lawrence's second scoop and score touchdown. He became just the second player in the Super Bowl era to return 2 fumbles for touchdowns in a single game. The other, Jeremy Chin of the Panthers, November 29th, 2020. Does the convincing victory give you more confidence in your 7-2 Seahawks going into their first matchup of the season with the Rams, who are also 7-2 and also dominated this weekend against the Niners?
You just answered the question for me. If the Rams didn't do what they did to the 49ers, yes, I might have a little bit of confidence. No, I do not have any bonus confidence going into this game. It's great because it's just one of those games where clear rooting interest, plenty of disdain for the other team. You've seen the Rams be very good for a very long time with Sean McVay, and I think they've stopped making those proclamations that he's going to retire, he's going to go into the booth, he's going to go somewhere else. I think you're going to get Sean McVay for another decade in Los Angeles, which I'm not excited about, but I am excited because at least you have somebody I feel like can finally match him. The thing that I'm most excited about is I think it's an opportunity for Mike Macdonald to go, we're for real. I'm for real. My system is for real. Everything we're doing. Kyle Shanahan has proven to be one of the best coaches in the NFL. Sean McVay has proven to be one of the best coaches in the NFL. They're both in your division. Let's see Mike Macdonald go out and prove something.
Here we go. Snap was low and the kick no chance. And this game belongs to Philadelphia.
We'll go quickly here because we're up against it. That's Joe Buck on ESPN. That's a boring play from a boring game. The Packers mercifully, possibly intentionally, missed a field goal that could have forced all of us to have to watch more of the Eagles and Packers. Thankfully, that was all we had to endure. The game ended 10-7 in favor of the Eagles. Hard-fought battle by 2 good teams, or a big nothing burger by 2 teams searching for an identity.
The Eagles are right on pace with their identity. They win ugly, and they've done it almost the entire Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts partnership. Last year, Saquon Barkley was just so good, and it was so ridiculous what he was doing. You saw some big victories, but even a lot of games last year, they kind of just slugged out. All the receivers are mad because Jalen Hurts doesn't throw it to me much, and they have to get their book out, and they have to do the thing, and Sirianni is still weird, and Jalen Hurts isn't really this good of a quarterback, and the stupid tush push is yeah, they've got an identity. The Packers, I have genuinely no idea what this Packers iteration is. And the crazy thing, they haven't changed that much from what they were the last couple years. But what they had done in previous years was they were meh to about the halfway point, and then they turned it on. I really thought this might have been one of those games where you got kind of a vintage Packers performance. It was not. So we'll see if Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur can figure something out. But when the defensive is calling your plays, feels like things are awful predictable. The Packers have the Giants next week, so that feels very much like a slam dunk victory. Packers better pummel them Giants and get things going in the right direction. That's what I say. Should we do one more for the road? Let's do it. You are listening to Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
Relax, hotshot.
Welcome back to the Fan Happy Hour. We're about to wrap things up.
Maybe you guys like what I have so far?
Wicked woman, cool creams and misters. You got a cool spell on me.
Let's grab one more for the road.
Come on, everybody. Everything's smooth.
Here's Luke Anderson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in. Let's check in with Mr. Russ, see what we got from the text toy and the YouTube chats.
Brandon on YouTube says, want to give a shout out to my cousin, Kyron Carlson, who served in the Navy. What a boss.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So to all of you out there observing Veterans Day, thank you for your service.
100%. I wore my Seahawks veteran or the salute to service sweatshirt that my sister got me years ago. And I almost never wear it, but I was like, if I put it on, I won't forget to thank the veterans. We did it at the beginning of the show. I was planning to do it at the end of the show, but it is too hot for the studio, so I'm a little warm, and I was going to take it off. But at this point, I've already committed to it, and so here we are.
That leads us to our next comment on the YouTube from Logan. Why do I hear Luke, but the left window doesn't have anyone in the chair?
I don't know. Is there a left window in the? Because I'm camouflaged. I see what you did.
Yeah.
I don't have the thing up, but yes, very, very good. Oh, nothing better than a good. Where'd you go? Camouflage joke to your kids.
Yeah, right.
My sister, her son had almost the same sweatshirt that I'm wearing, and gave it as a hand-me-down to my daughter. So we both wore ours today, but neither of us did that lame joke. So thank you, Brandon.
My first kid, when she was a toddler, about 3-4 years old, we're playing hide and go seek, and she just sat in the middle of the family room floor and put a blanket over her.
I love that. Such good stuff, man. Kids are so dumb.
Yep, that's great.
It is the best. All right, should we do? All right, I had something, but then I got distracted, so I figured it out. No Country for Old Men is available on both Pluto TV and Tubi for free, but that's with commercial.
I know that's a big speed bump for me too.
Well, especially to watch a movie for the first time, because you're going to get the television edit. So not only is it the commercials, but then you get, obviously certain things are manipulated. No profanity, which is always a bummer for me. I don't know how much profanity is in that, but it is just $3.99 to rent it. I can commit to that when I've got free time. I don't know if my wife has seen
Blockbuster.
it. Well, like I said, it's something we used to do all the time. And we're like, but I pay $12 for this service once a month. And we fight ourselves against doing it, which is just the dumbest thing. If I want to watch a good movie, and which it sounds like it's heavily endorsed by you and others, so I will go and try to do that. If you missed anything, get the podcast, 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, Odyssey app. Thank you to all the veterans out there, from the bottom of my heart. You guys are fantastic. Thank you all the listeners. Thank you, Jeff Rust. And as always, thank you, Isaac Rupp. We're all done for now. Bye-bye.
Side of life. Come on.